change hearts. Because to build this country, to build a nation, we need to raise up selfless leaders. Everybody say selfless. That's the key. But the only way to have selfless leaders is to let God perform a heart transplant in our lives. To change our selfish hearts into selfless hearts. One more time, everybody say selfless. If you look around the world, you look at any great thing that stands the test of time, you will see that that great thing is built on a lot of selfless people. Can I prove it to you? I'm talking to you. Exhibit A, the feast. 500 feasts around the world, run by selfless people. Let's not even talk about the other feasts. Let's talk about this one here in PICC. In the 3 sessions here in PICC, about 1,000 people volunteer to make this happen. The leaders, the servants, they're all bivocational. What does bivocational mean? It means that people have their own jobs as teachers and accountants and engineers and doctors and domestic helpers and sales ladies and call center agents, but in their spare time they serve. Even Audie, even me, we're all bivocational. Audie's not just a feast builder, not just preaching to you every Sunday and leading his staff meetings during the week. He sells real estate. Did you know that? A few people. How many of you knew that? He sells houses and condominiums. www.homediscovery.com.ph. Just in case you need a home. I get 2%. Just mention my name. Just kidding. But that's what he does. He's also a corporate speaker. He juggles all of this. Is that stressful? You bet. He's got a kid, raising up his family, and yet he's here serving God. Not only Audie, every single servant, from the musicians to those in the kids ministry, to the intercession, to the greeters, they're all bivocational. They all sacrifice. They're selfless people. This feast is blessing thousands of people because there are selfless people running this place. Do I hear a loud amen? Yeah. I'm speaking to you right now that if you want something great to happen, you need to have a bunch of selfless people. But selflessness just doesn't happen. It takes an act of God. And that's when we need to cry out to the Lord. Raise your hand if you think that there is sometimes, some days in our lives, we act selfishly. Raise your hand. Honestly. Just come before the Lord and say, Lord, I need you. If we're going to build this nation, here's the thing. I'm bivocational. I am. Oh, by the way, can I use this opportunity to clarify, to clear up one thing? I do not own Bo's Coffee. just have to say that people think I do. I wish I did. My son, Benedict, he doesn't own Cafe Bennett. That's a Korean brand, all right? My other son, Francis, he doesn't own Cafe France. So just wanted to say that. I own a few other businesses. That's how I support myself. That's how I support my other ministries as well. So that just want you to know that this is run by bivocational people. But can I give you a little history trivia of our community? May I? Be patient with me. I'm like a grandfather now saying, back in my time, 40 years ago, Light of Jesus started with no bivocational stuff. What bivocational? When we started, everyone was working full time. For 20 years, you've got leaders like, you don't know these guys anymore. They're now based in the States. They're building feasts there. Pio Espanol, Roy Pasino. These guys, they left their jobs. and they went full time. They gave up their salaries and they survived on tiny allowances that we would give them. They gave up their brand new cars and they drove for years their rusty old cars. Light of Jesus started. You know when you launch a rocket, how many of you know this? When you launch a rocket, you consume 75% of the fuel on launching. Did you know that? To fight the gravity, there is extreme amounts of energy consumed to launch something. Are you with me on this? That's what Pio did. That's what Roy did. That's what all the pioneers of Light of Jesus did. They sacrificed extremely to build what we have today. You are standing on something that was done because of very selfless, sacrificial people. They're in their 60s. Roy is in his 71. You know, these are the pioneers. These are guys who make possible what we're doing now. The flip side. Everybody say flip side. Anything foolish in the world, you can be sure of it, is built on selfishness. The Bible, a lot of foolish things are told here. Can I give you 3 examples of foolishness of humanity? May I? And every time I give an example, I want this to be a little bit more conversational. Say, that's foolish. Everybody, let's practice. That's foolish. Example number 1, Adam and Eve. They enjoyed this amazing garden. And they could eat from any fruit in the garden, including the tree of life. The fruit from the tree of life. They couldn't eat it except one fruit. Except one tree. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They could not eat, but they exchanged the fruit of the tree of life. They exchanged all that from that one fruit. What do you call that exchange? That's foolish. Another story from the Bible. Esau, the son of Isaac, he was already the firstborn son and he had the rights to it. But guess what? When he was hungry, he exchanged it for a little bowl of soup. What do you call that? And then, one last story. We started with Samuel last Sunday. And he was approached by the elders there. And they told Samuel chapter 8, verse 45, now that you are old, and your sons do not follow your example. We talked about that last week. Appoint a king over us, like all the nations to rule us. Can everybody say, like all the nations? We too must be like all the nations. Say that again. We too must be like all the nations, with a king to rule us, lead us in warfare, and fight our battles. So I want you to imagine this bunch of people, the elders of Israel, going to Samuel, appealing, demanding, we want a king, we want a king, we want a king. Now here's the crazy part. During that time, they had no king. Ask me why. Because in a very special way, God was their king. God was their king. And so Samuel had to warn them, hey guys, if you really want a king, just want to warn you, if we're going to have a human king, he's going to take your children, put them in his army, and send them into battle. You don't know if you're going to see them again. And you know what? If you're going to have a human king, he's going to oppress you with high taxes. Do you want that? And what do the people say? We want a king. We want a king. Yeah, I know. We know that's going to happen, but we want a king. We want. God was their king. And they exchanged it for a human king. What do you call that? How many of you have made foolish exchanges in your life? Raise your hand. Be honest with me. We do that so often. And it's built on selfishness. But let me dissect it to you. Let me do the work for you. You know what is in the middle of selfishness? Selfishness is the outward thing. Inside, it's built on fear. Everybody say fear. It's built Show them the graph or the little diagram I prepared. Ta-da! It's fear. We're afraid. I'm going to go through that a little bit, but look at Israel. They had their own king. God was their king. But they wanted what other nations had. Oh, Simon, we want what they had. They have kings. And sometimes, this is our problem. We want what others have, even if it's not good for us. Are you with me? I'll give you another example of foolishness. In Harvard University, a professor asked his class, he did a little question. He told his class, if we're all going to graduate, and you're going to get jobs, I'm going to ask you to choose between two options, two scenarios. First scenario, you earn $180,000 a year. You earn that. Everyone else in the class earns $160,000 a year. So, let me review. How much would you earn? $180,000 a year. How much will everyone else earn? $160,000. And then he says, here's a second scenario. You earn $200,000 a year. How much? And everyone else earns $220,000. How much? Okay. And then so he asked them, what do you want? Option 1, option 2, scenario 1, scenario 2. Do you know what these Harvard students chose? Harvard students are presumably have higher IQ than the ordinary man in the street. 87% chose option 1, 180,000, not 200,000. What do you call that? Hello, you're going to earn less just because you're above the rest. But that's who we are. We don't focus on what we have. We focus on what others have. We look over our shoulder and we kind of like, are you listening to what I'm saying? That's what Israel was doing. They had God as their king. But no, they looked over their shoulder. But sila may king. Tao. That's humanity. It's based on fear that we're going to run out of blessings. And here's the crazy thing. It's almost like this. Let me define what selfishness is. I want what you have. And if I can't have it, you can't have it too. Do you understand what I'm saying now? One day there was this tourist, and he was walking in the beach. He saw a fisherman with 2 buckets. One bucket was filled with crabs. The other one didn't know because there was a cover. So the tourist goes to the fisherman and says, "What's here in the bucket that's covered?" And the fisherman said, "Oh, crabs." And the tourist said, "Oh, why is this bucket with crabs not covered and this bucket with crabs covered?" And the fisherman said, "Oh, this bucket here that's covered, this is Alaskan crabs. I need to cover them because they're going to go out of the bucket." How about this one? "Oh, there's no need to put a cover because these are Filipino crabs." Because if one crab tries to climb out, the other crabs pull it back. I want what you have. But if I can't have what you have, you too cannot have what you have. Selfishness based on fear. And listen to me. Let me correct that story. That story is wrong. That's not a Filipino trait. That's not. You go to Australia and New Zealand, There is what they call the tall poppy syndrome. Oh, by the way, let's pray for Christ Church because of that horrible, horrible evil done on them. Have you just seen loss? That in the mighty name of Jesus, God's comfort and peace